Time to talk to the doc. We visit with Trinity Hospital Twin Cities Dr. Tim McKnight on Tuesdays. And, of course, our visit is presented by our friends at Mako's Market and Pharmacy at 240 East 3rd Street in downtown Uricksville. Stop by, say hello to the pharmacist, very knowledgeable and caring staff at Mako's Pharmacy. And we say good morning to Dr. Tim McKnight, and I lead with a belated Happy Doctor's Day to you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, yesterday was Doctor's Day, and you guys have been in the crosshairs here the past few weeks. What a time!
It's a crazy time. We're feeling a little bit of anxiety, but I have to tell you, it's been eerily quiet. And I shouldn't even say that on the air because that's a bad word.
Yes, yeah. Yes.
But, I was talking to a couple of the emergency room doctors at a few different hospitals, and their volumes in the emergency departments have been down probably 40-50%, and they're seeing the same thing. And, we are seeing some people come in that have symptoms consistent with the COVID virus, but unless they're really sick with it and need potential hospitalization, we're not testing because of the shortage right now of the test materials.
I got to tell you, I was concerned. My wife had to come in for some blood work, and I went with her. And when I walked in, she went to the sign-in desk, and I was stopped by the lady with the mask on, and she asked me what I was doing there, and I told her, and she said, "You can't come past this point, and you have to go outside or whatever." And that made me feel good.
Right.
I mean, that's good. You're very cautious about who gets in and who is coming through, but safety is everything.
Yeah, I don't think people should be afraid of hospitals. We're trying to protect ourselves.
Absolutely.
And, so we do go to great measures to be as clean and as safe as we can be for the public.
I was just thinking, when was we're talking pandemic. How many pandemics have we had prior to this one? Would it have been I think
it was the 1918 Spanish flu.
So this doesn't happen very often.
No, not to this degree. No, we've had SARS and H1N1, but I don't think those were pandemics.
Right. Okay. So. Well, this one certainly is getting our attention, and again, we're trying to flatten that curve, as they say, and the isolation and the distance is a huge key. But what about staying fit and healthy during a pandemic? I mean, you can't just stop doing everything. You got to keep up your routine. You got to keep some normalcy. What are your suggestions for people to stay fit and healthy?
Well, I think something is better than nothing, and a couple days ago I spent 2 days pretty much in the house. I think it was a weekend. And by Sunday night, my back was pretty stiff, and I thought I've got to get down.
Because you hadn't done your normal movement.
Yeah, I was just in the house. So I had to get down and do some stretching. Got on the treadmill. I put in a couple miles yesterday on the treadmill and felt much better. I just, I get this cabin fever feeling when I'm not moving.
Right.
So again, something is better than nothing. And, a lot of people don't really like exercise. Some people don't mind walking in outside or in the neighborhood. But if nothing else, I've said this before, find some of your favorite music, close the curtains, put it on, and just move. Just move around, dance a little bit. I think we need to bring some happiness back into our lives because we're really feeling down and dejected and isolated and just anything that can get us moving. But I think we definitely need to stretch. We need to get our heart rate up with something. If you got a treadmill in the basement, just get on it for a while. A lot of people don't like treadmills, but do something.
Do you think that because we're sitting at home more, do you think that we're probably just a habit of this? Are we eating worse?
Absolutely.
Are we going for comfort food?
Yeah.
Are we saying heck with it? I'm going to eat what I want to. I mean, is that something?
A lot of people are telling me that, and I notice it's a challenge for me as well.
Right.
You come home and you don't like feeling the way you're feeling. You don't have control. You don't feel empowered. You feel like you're a victim of this invisible virus, and we just want to feel better, and we turn to food. And we're in the house, and we're not working in the yard and doing things that maybe would keep us away from the kitchen. So it's interesting. I'd love to see, and I'm sure somebody's going to do this study in a couple months. We're going to look back, we're going to say how much weight was gained during this isolation period.
I was thinking about
people's
you.
Health to change.
Especially, you were at the last You could see the finish line on the latest Fit for Life program,
class, yeah.
And then it had to stop. That is something too. I was thinking about the people in the class. I feel so badly for them because the last time when you hand out the awards at the end, I mean, there's so much fun and you feel that success. These guys didn't get that with the latest Fit for Life class.
We're still planning on doing that, and
good.
We're committed to this group. They're a wonderful group, and I've heard from some of them they continue to do well. One of our participants has lost over 55 pounds, continuing to lose weight. So people get on that trajectory, and sometimes they don't stop. But you have to really check yourself emotionally because at this time, with everything that's going on, our emotions need to be, really challenged. We need to stay positive and optimistic about everything.
Absolutely, and we're going to come out of this thing, and we're going to learn a lot, and we're going to be stronger in the long run. So, I mean, please don't give up, and put that bag of potato chips down, and eat a carrot stick. And the good thing, too, is the weather is getting nicer, so we are going to be able to get out and work in the yard, get some fresh air. As you said, any type of movement, whether it's house cleaning or walking up and down the stairs, that is exercise. So get out of that chair and walk a little bit.
Right. And I think we need to really check our minds and, again, our emotional states because of just the environment that and the attitudes and the concerns and the fears that we have. We can't pollute our minds with fear and anxiety.
Right.
And you've done a really good job of talking about this through some of your social media posts. It's always very positive. We need to stay positive. We need much more of that than what we're getting. And I'd say be really careful about what you hear. We need to be informed, but we don't need to be over-informed, and we don't need that anxiety just skyrocketing and leaving us even more powerless.
That's great advice. Positive thoughts will help you, and stay positive, stay focused, and we're going to all be better people on the other side of this thing. It looks like, according to what we're hearing from the professionals, we're really right now heading into probably the next week or so, the peak of when the cases will be known, and that's when, if we continue this distancing and so forth, and washing your hands and not touching your face and all of that, we're going to see this thing get better. I think we all need that to see a positive number.
Yeah, I think we want to see that we've reached the max, or what we predict to be the max, and that we're going to be on the downslide. That's going to be really very encouraging for all of us.
And I know you, as being a scientific mind, like you say, I'm certain you're going to be absorbed in these numbers for the next year or two, trying to understand this thing as to what it, how it came about and how we fixed it and what we need to do moving forward. With that being said, we have no cure at this point for this.
Right.
But what would your suggestion be if you want to keep healthy, as far as a supplement or a vitamin or something, just to keep your immune system better?
Well, I really feel that there's a lot of vitamins and minerals that we're either marginally deficient in or just plain deficient in.
I know magnesium is definitely one of those.
Magnesium is one.
mentioned.
Vitamin C. I've seen some reports in some hospitals they're doing vitamin C infusions, 1,500 milligrams 4 times a day intravenously.
Really?
So I'm taking 1,500 milligrams daily, sometimes 2,000. That's an easy one. B complex, vitamin D, a really good antioxidant, maybe turmeric. Those would be probably the key supplements that I'd recommend.
That's just going to boost your immune system. That's going to make it overall better for you to fight off, maybe not COVID-19, but a cold or a flu or anything.
Right.
It's just a good
and I
thing
want
to do.
Also emphasize sleep, and again, good hygiene. I think that's one of the take-home messages that's going to come out of this for all of us. In the future, I think we will all be more aware where our hands have been, what it's touched since they were last washed, and I think we understand good hand cleaning hygiene now as well. So that's a positive that will help us in the future.
Good advice as always. Stay healthy and be safe, and we always appreciate the advice, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Did you get a cake or anything for Doctor's Day? Did anybody give you?
I did not get a cake.
I thought of you when I saw the Krispy Kreme donuts. They're doing this for healthcare workers and doctors for the next, I believe they're doing it. They started it on Doctor's Day, but they're going to do it all the way through Nurses Week, which is in May. Every Monday, you can stop by a Krispy Kreme and get a dozen of their donuts. I laughed because I thought, I can see you doing
that.
A dozen donuts right now. That would not be good.
As my dad used to say, that makes my stent quiver.
I love it. Appreciate the advice, and stay safe.
All right. Thanks. You too, Steve.
Dr. Tim McKnight, Trinity Hospital, Twin City. Talk to the doc. We do it every Tuesday morning. And again, it's presented by Mako's Market and Pharmacy, 240 East 3rd Street in downtown Uricksville.